Once you have finished reading the story, you might further discuss the features of houses and apartments with your students. What shapes and lines might you see when looking at houses and apartments? Here's what this might look and sound like. Here is the house they worked so hard to build. I can see a large window at the front of the house. It is a large rectangle. The garage door is also a rectangle. These windows are long rectangles. This house has a chimney. It looks like a square with a cylinder. What else can you see? Here are some pictures of different houses and apartments. What shapes and lines can you see? I can see some more rectangles here with these windows. Look at those straight lines above and below the white window. These buildings are very different. A nice colourful outside versus a building where it's mainly all one colour. Lots of different lines here. Look at that curved line over the window. This house has a curved roof that goes into a straight line. Another curved archway there. Apartments and some houses have more than one story. This one has 2 stories. This one has 2 stories. Here we have a single-story house, and look at that pointed roof, those sharp lines, whereas this house has lots of curved lines. Some apartment buildings have balconies. This one has curved lines for balconies. Look at those windows in the bottom picture. You might begin the creative portion of your activity by explicitly stating that when we are creating today, we are learning to experiment with lines and shapes to create a neighbourhood. In this creative extension, we provided children with a variety of boxes wrapped in brown paper. You don't have to wrap the boxes in brown paper. We did it simply to create a uniform base. Children were invited to choose a box and to turn it into a house or apartment block using drawing and collage materials. From the outset, children knew that they were creating a building to add to a neighbourhood, and they began deciding to create specific places like restaurants and shops. Once they had completed their building, children were invited to place their work in a designated area to create a neighbourhood they could play in. Adults asked questions to encourage children to create verbal stories about the people who lived in the neighbourhood. Children were asked, what else does our neighbourhood need? And they were encouraged to create other places of significance. Other loose parts served purposes such as roads and swimming pools to extend the play.